The sky above Earth was darker than usual that evening. Across the globe, people stared upward, eyes wide with a mix of fear and awe. Massive shapes hovered silently above the atmosphere, ships unlike anything humans had ever built. They were smooth, curved and glimmering, reflecting the sun like liquid metal. Governments scrambled jets and satellites, but no weapons could reach them. There was no need. These beings had come not with hostility, but with a proposal. The Xerans, as humanity quickly learned to call them, were a species of intelligence and sophistication beyond imagination. Their first communication was calm, almost musical, transmitted directly into every major language simultaneously. "We come in peace," the message began. "We offer our knowledge. We desire cooperation, not conflict." At first, the world reacted with disbelief. "It's a trap," some said. "They're testing us," argued others. Yet curiosity outweighed fear. Among the humans chosen to receive the Xerans' demonstration was Dr. Emma Carver, a leading engineer known for her inventive thinking and bold problem-solving. She was ushered into a secure laboratory, her heart racing with anticipation. The Xerans had provided a series of devices, small but astonishing, portable energy units that emitted power without fuel, materials that were lighter and stronger than anything on Earth, and even medical instruments capable of repairing tissue almost instantly. Emma studied the devices with careful hands. Her first impression was admiration. Everything was precise, elegant, almost impossibly efficient. But the longer she observed, the more her engineer's mind saw opportunity. Tiny flaws, or rather areas where human innovation could enhance the technology. A better energy conversion method here, a smarter algorithm there. It was not that the Xerans had made mistakes, they hadn't. But humans had a way of seeing beyond given designs. She shared her observations with her team. "We can't just copy this," she said firmly. "We need to learn, yes, but we should improve it too. It's what humanity does best. We take what we're given and make it greater." Some colleagues hesitated. "But they'll notice," one said nervously. "They might see it as disrespect." Emma shook her head. "They offered this for peace. If we refuse to contribute our ingenuity, we're not honoring the offer. We're letting fear guide us." The debate spilled across governments and agencies. Some leaders favored immediate acceptance. Why risk alien anger when survival seemed guaranteed by their generosity? Others, inspired by Emma's vision, argued that humanity could not allow itself to be passive. The Xerans were strong, yes, but human creativity had solved impossible problems before. This was an opportunity not just for peace, but for proving humanity's place in the galaxy. With cautious approval, Emma's team began work. The laboratory hummed day and night with activity. Engineers, physicists, biologists, and AI specialists all worked together. They dissected the Xeran devices, mapping every circuit and analyzing every material. Machines far beyond Earth's usual capabilities helped them simulate upgrades and enhancements. Slowly, a plan took shape. They started with energy converters. Xeran units were already impressive, but Emma's team designed an improved system that doubled output while halving mass. They introduced a self-repairing mechanism, a feature unknown to the aliens, allowing the units to mend minor faults automatically. Next, they tackled propulsion systems. Xeran starship engines were fast and efficient, but humans added adaptive thrust modulation. It allowed ships to maneuver with more agility and react to gravitational anomalies more quickly than Xeran designs could. Meanwhile, the world watched nervously. News channels buzzed with speculation, debates raged across the internet, and people wondered if humanity was risking its future for pride. Emma knew the stakes were high. If the Xerans detected the upgrades too soon, it could be seen as arrogance or even deception. But if done carefully, it would demonstrate something more powerful than any weapon: human ingenuity. Days turned into weeks. Emma and her team worked tirelessly, driven by the thrill of creation. There were moments of frustration. Machines failing, experiments collapsing, simulations producing bizarre results. Yet every setback pushed them to think differently, to find new solutions. Slowly, the technology began to evolve. What had once been alien perfection became something new, human perfection built upon alien knowledge. Outside the laboratory, tensions simmered. Political leaders monitored the Xeran ships, which remained perfectly still, as if patiently waiting. The Xerans did not speak much publicly, but their presence alone reminded humanity that the galaxy was vast, and that Earth was now a player on a larger stage. Citizens speculated wildly. Were the aliens aware of what was happening inside the labs? Would they consider upgrades a betrayal? Or would they recognize human creativity as a form of respect? Emma often pondered the same questions in quiet moments. One evening, she stood by a window looking up at the largest Xeran ship, its surface reflecting the moonlight. "We have to trust ourselves," she murmured. "This isn't about defiance. It's about showing who we are." Her assistant, a young engineer named Luis, nodded. "And if they're as intelligent as they seem, they'll see that too." As the final pieces fell into place, Emma made a critical decision. The upgraded technology would be returned in a ceremonial presentation, framed as a gesture of gratitude and collaboration. It would not be hidden or secret, it would be shared openly. Humanity would not take what was offered and keep it. They would enhance it and offer it back. That, Emma believed, was the truest form of respect. Preparations for the presentation began. A massive assembly platform was built in orbit, allowing humans to meet the Xerans directly. Engineers and scientists worked alongside diplomats and translators, practicing every detail. Emma oversaw every aspect, ensuring that the upgraded devices functioned perfectly and that the team could explain each improvement without implying criticism of Xeran designs. Finally, the day arrived. The platform glowed against the blackness of space, and the largest Xeran ship descended to hover just beyond the Earth's atmosphere. A hush fell across the assembly as the aliens' representatives materialized, their forms shimmering with soft light, humanoid in shape but unmistakably alien. They did not speak immediately, merely observing the humans with what seemed like polite curiosity. Emma stepped forward, holding the first upgraded device. "We are grateful for your gifts," she said, voice steady despite her nerves. "We have learned much and we have sought to add what we can from our own knowledge. We offer these upgrades as a gesture of friendship, not superiority. Together, we can explore the galaxy more safely and more creatively than ever before." The Xeran leaders tilted their heads, examining the device with intense focus. For a moment, no one spoke. Then a voice resonated, not in words, but directly into the minds of the humans as they had learned to communicate telepathically over long distances. "You honor us by improving what we have given. Few species possess such vision. We are intrigued." Emma felt a wave of relief and exhilaration. Humanity had done it. They had taken an extraordinary gift and made it even more extraordinary. Not to outshine the aliens, but to show their own creativity and respect. Around her, the team exchanged smiles, their hard work finally acknowledged. The first part of humanity's true test, however, was not over. While the Xerans seemed impressed, Emma knew that the real challenge was only beginning. How would these upgrades change the dynamics of interstellar diplomacy? Would other civilizations see humans as innovators or as reckless? And most importantly, could humanity maintain its spirit of ingenuity without arrogance as they stepped onto the galactic stage? For now, though, there was a moment of triumph. Earth's people looked up at the night sky, no longer just with fear, but with pride. Humans had been given a gift beyond imagination, and they had responded in the only way they knew how, with ingenuity, courage, and a vision for a better future. As the Xeran ships hovered silently above, awaiting further discussion, Emma allowed herself a rare smile. Humanity had taken its first step into the galaxy not as passive recipients, but as active creators, shaping their destiny with both respect and brilliance. And somewhere deep inside, she knew that this was only the beginning of what humans could accomplish when they trusted their minds, their hearts, and their ability to rise above fear. The stars stretched endlessly above, and humanity was ready to meet them, not as subjects, not as pawns, but as creators, partners, and pioneers. Humanity's upgraded technology glowed softly on the platform in orbit, each device a testament to their creativity and ingenuity. The Xerans, towering and elegant, moved among the humans, examining every device with careful attention. What had started as a tense meeting now felt like the opening of something far greater, an opportunity to prove that humans were not just survivors of a fragile planet, but creators capable of shaping the future. Dr. Emma Carver watched the Xeran representatives closely. Their telepathic impressions were difficult to read, but she could sense fascination. For a species that had mastered the stars for millennia, the Xerans had rarely encountered beings who could take their gifts and elevate them. It was clear that humans had earned their attention, but whether they had earned respect was another question. Everything is functioning, Emma reported to her team. The energy units are stable, propulsion systems respond perfectly, and the medical modules have passed all diagnostics. Now it's time to demonstrate. The first demonstration was of the upgraded Starship engines. The humans had integrated adaptive thrust modulation, allowing the ships to maneuver with precision in unpredictable gravitational fields. The Xerans had designed their engines for speed, but humans had given them agility. When the test ships darted around orbital obstacles, changing direction almost instantaneously, without losing power or stability, murmurs of approval echoed through the assembly. One of the Xeran elders extended a hand, or what humans interpreted as a hand, and projected a series of images into the minds of the observers. It was a question. How did you achieve this? Emma stepped forward, her voice calm and confident. We analyzed your designs and added features inspired by human problem-solving. Our adaptive algorithms respond to conditions in real time, making the ship safer and more efficient. We do not seek to replace your technology, only to enhance it with our perspective. The telepathic response was immediate. You honor us by understanding the essence of our work. Few species can grasp this. Emma allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had been acknowledged, not just for their skill, but for their understanding. Next came the energy devices. The Xerans had already mastered clean, limitless power, but humans had added self-repair mechanisms and optimization routines that allowed the units to automatically adjust to fluctuating energy demands. When a human technician deliberately overloaded one of the units to test its limits, it not only absorbed the excess energy, but redistributed it efficiently, maintaining stability. The Xerans paused, seemingly impressed by the ingenuity. Finally, the medical modules were presented, designed to repair tissue and accelerate healing. The upgraded units incorporated AI-assisted diagnostics that allowed them to adapt to unknown pathogens. A volunteer human subject underwent a simulated injury treatment, and the device adjusted its protocols in real time, demonstrating remarkable speed and precision. Even the Xerans, known for their calm composure, displayed subtle signs of amazement. With the demonstrations complete, Emma addressed the assembly. We offer these upgrades not to compete with you, but to show what we can achieve when given the tools to create. We believe that collaboration, not reliance, builds true strength. If you accept our contribution, it is not an insult, but a gesture of mutual respect. The Xeran leader, the same one who had first communicated with humanity, paused before responding. We are intrigued. You have transformed our gifts without diminishing them. Your species possesses creativity beyond calculation. Few in the galaxy would dare to do what you have done, and even fewer could succeed. The humans felt a wave of pride. They had not only preserved the Xeran designs, but improved them, demonstrating that ingenuity, courage, and collaboration could surpass even the most advanced technology. It was a lesson in humility for both species. Greatness was not measured solely by what one possessed, but by how one used it. Over the following weeks, a new era of cooperation unfolded. The Xerans began sharing knowledge freely, no longer as benefactors but as partners. Human engineers and scientists worked alongside them, exchanging ideas, testing theories, and building systems that combined the strengths of both species. Starships were upgraded further, energy grids became more efficient, and medical technology advanced at a pace previously unimaginable. Emma often reflected on what had made the difference. It was not just human skill or intelligence, but human spirit. The desire to take what was given and make it better, not for personal glory, but for the benefit of all. In this, the Xerans recognized a kindred quality, something rare in the galaxy, a species capable of innovation tempered by respect and wisdom. As Earth's orbit filled with shared stations and research platforms, other alien civilizations began to take notice. Communications came from species that had once dismissed humanity as primitive. Now they sought collaboration, eager to learn from the humans who had dared to enhance alien technology without fear. Humanity was no longer a minor player. They were innovators, diplomats, and explorers who could shape the galaxy not through conquest, but through creativity. On the ground, people looked up at the sky with renewed wonder. Children dreamed of flying among the stars, inspired not by fear but by the achievements of their species. Emma and her team became symbols of human potential, celebrated for proving that ingenuity, courage, And vision could change not only the fate of a planet, but the destiny of a species. Yet despite the triumphs, Emma never lost sight of the challenges ahead. The galaxy was vast, and not all civilizations would be as open-minded as the Zirans. Conflicts, misunderstandings, and rivalries were inevitable. But humanity had learned a valuable lesson. When faced with the unknown, the answer was not to submit or dominate, but to create, to adapt, and to lead with both intelligence and heart. One evening, as Emma watched a prototype ship launch into deep space, she felt a sense of calm resolve. The stars stretched endlessly before her, but humanity was ready. They had faced uncertainty, taken gifts meant to control or pacify, and turned them into tools of peace and innovation. The galaxy had witnessed the first true example of human ingenuity on a universal scale, and it had responded with respect. The Zirans, too, seemed changed. They began to trust humans in ways few other species had experienced. They shared maps of unexplored regions, theories of faster-than-light travel, and archives of civilizations long gone. And with each discovery, Emma's team found ways to improve upon them, always mindful of balance and respect. It was clear to everyone that the alliance between humans and Zirans was more than a political maneuver. It was a partnership built on shared vision, mutual respect, and the power of creation. For humanity, it was proof that their greatest weapon was not firepower, not diplomacy alone, but the ability to think, innovate, and act with courage. In the months that followed, joint projects flourished. Humans designed hybrid starships combining Ziran efficiency with human adaptability. Energy networks spanning planets became self-sustaining, capable of meeting demands no single species could have imagined. Medical technologies eradicated diseases previously thought incurable. And throughout it all, Emma's guiding principle remained simple: innovation with respect, creativity with humility, and progress for the benefit of all. Even when challenges arose, technical failures, diplomatic tensions, and unforeseen cosmic phenomena, human ingenuity consistently found solutions. The Zirans marveled not only at the inventions themselves, but at the mindset that produced them, a species unafraid to question, to improve, and to act decisively. Finally, as Earth rotated beneath the watchful gaze of the stars, humanity understood its new role. They were not mere recipients of alien generosity, nor passive observers in the galactic theater. They were pioneers, collaborators, and innovators, and their message to the galaxy was clear: give humanity a gift, and they will return it enhanced, not with arrogance, but with respect and vision. Emma looked up at the night sky one last time before retiring for the evening. The Ziran ships glimmered faintly above, a reminder of what had been achieved. "This is only the beginning," she whispered. Humanity had proven its ingenuity, its creativity, and its spirit. The stars were no longer distant or intimidating. They were a canvas waiting for human innovation, a stage for courage, and a testament to what a species could accomplish when it believed in itself. And somewhere in the depths of space, the Zirans acknowledged silently what humans had already begun to understand. Earth had not only survived the encounter, it had transformed it. Humanity was no longer just another species in the galaxy. They were creators, partners, and a force to be reckoned with, not through violence, but through the undeniable power of ingenuity.